The king of video games is back. Super Mario Odyssey is the first mainline 3D Mario game since Super Mario Galaxy 2 in 2010. It has class, character, and fun. Even someone like me, who isn't normally a Super Mario fan, can find enjoyment in this game. Though personally, I think there's a lot that can make this game kind of boring. In Super Mario Odyssey, Bowser has kidnapped Princess Peach yet again, and he plans to marry her. After receiving an ass whooping you're not soon to forget, you wake up in the Cap Kingdom. Here, you meet your new friend Cappy, a ghost hat that can transfer your consciousness to other creatures, giving them a giant Mario mustache and possessing them. I'll be honest, if there wasn't dialogue to read, or if you just skip it, it seems like Mario goes to hell, then gains the power to possess people like something out of The Exorcist, only with a giant mustache and a red cap. Anyway, that's where our story begins. There isn't much of a story though. If you are coming into this game expecting a heart-wrenching and epic story, you obviously haven't played a Mario game before, and you won't get one here. The beats of the story go like this: lose to the bad guy, beat the bad guy, save the princess. That's it. Which isn't a bad thing in my opinion. Where Super Mario Odyssey really shines is in its level design and collectathon gameplay. There are 12 kingdoms you'll get to explore throughout the main game, and even more after you beat it. Each level is designed with collection in mind. Once you unlock the kingdom, you can go anywhere in it. Because you start with every skill Mario will use throughout the game, and the only way to use a new skill is to possess unsuspecting creatures that are available to you in the particular kingdom you're in, there isn't a single area on the map that you'll have to return later and do then. You also don't have to 100% a map before you can move on to the next one. This gives you the freedom of spending as much time as you'd like on each world. The only requirement to leave a world is to gather enough moon shards to get to the next world and to complete the main quest beats. The moon shards, which are the main collectible of which there are hundreds of, are all usually acquired by a unique puzzle or boss encounter, which makes collecting them a fun and new experience every time. There's a bit too many for my taste, and every time you collect one, you're interrupted by Mario doing an end of Breakfast Club freeze frame animation, which for me made it tedious, and sometimes I would just skip the moon shards so I could get the level done in a timely manner. This game is really strange when it comes to graphics. Generally, for the most part, it looks really good. Mario fits the design of most kingdoms and their inhabitants, but there are a few kingdoms where this isn't the case, like New Donk City, where everyone in the place looks like a real person and not a cartoon. This makes me wonder, what exactly is Mario? Other than those few kingdoms though, the game is visually stunning. Super Mario Odyssey is a game that is super easy to play, but hard to master. Since you start off with all of the skills Mario can learn, and outside of possessing your enemies, you don't learn any new skills. There is a lot to learn. For instance, if you hold down the trigger button and mash Y or shake the controller, whichever you prefer, you can roll faster than the standard run speed. There are dozens of little tricks like that which make the game way more in-depth than what is on the surface. After you complete almost every kingdom, Cappy asks you if you want to review the action guide again, which in hindsight is probably a good thing, but when I was playing, I was kind of getting annoyed that Cappy would keep on bugging me with this. Almost none of the cool new actions that you can do are required to complete the main story, however, and instead of putting obstacles in your way that force you to learn new mechanics, teaching you how to be a better player, Super Mario Odyssey forces the learning onto the player, which can be good or bad depending on your preferences. I would have liked to see more structure though. Super Mario Odyssey doesn't fall into any of the horrible business practices that we see today in modern AAA game space. It released at the standard $60 price tag, but surprisingly and thankfully, it was released without a season pass or microtransactions. Instead, you can play the game and unlock new costumes by, well, just playing the game. At this time in the games industry, this simple fact that you can unlock things by just playing the game has been more refreshing than any other aspect of the game. So thank you, Nintendo, for not trying to nickel and dime us to death. Super Mario Odyssey is a great game, with excellent level design and an addicting but sometimes boring collectathon loop. It's deeper than it looks, making the game easy to play but hard to master, and the story is as shallow as you'd expect. Super Mario Odyssey is the triumphant return of the king of video games.